everyone, and welcome to a second royal reading of today, Sunday, here at MadWorldTarot. And we're looking at bad days, bad news for the Parkles today. And this time it's Harry's turn. And this is an odd story that has shown up in the Daily Mail today. It's an odd story because they're going back to the filings to do with Harry's visa application in the United States, or perhaps possibly lack of a visa application. We don't know yet. Paperwork that was filed in February. The Daily Mail seems to be combing through it and has now dug up a little juicy tidbit which they have taken to an immigration lawyer for comment in the United States. And the point is that one of the arguments against releasing Harry's paperwork, his visa application, if there is even such paperwork, is that United States government lawyers claim that there would be a stigma, and I'm quoting, a stigma associated with being mentioned in a law enforcement record. And that's a bit of a moment, because this was supposed to be about Harry's drug use, which he's publicly claimed, he's acknowledged, and whether he acknowledged it in his visa application. That was the full extent of it. But now it sounds as if the Daily Mail might suspect that there's something else at play here, and possibly even Niall Gardner might suspect that there's something else going on here, or might know something and might be digging around. And that is the wild speculation that is swirling around this very odd word, stigma, because stigma means shame and disgrace and wrongdoing attached to that. And there's speculation. The LA-based immigration lawyer the Daily Mail spoke to said law enforcement records could mean police records, FBI, airport police, Secret Service, highway patrol. Any of those people would fall under that very wide umbrella of law enforcement. And so it could have anything to do with anything. So we're going to have a look. I have the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot on the tarot table. I haven't used it in ages. And we're going to do a Celtic cross, and we're going to look at Harry and his relationship with law enforcement in the United States, going back as far back as we possibly can, because of course he spent some time in the States. He spent some time in the States while he was in the army. He was sent off to some sort of training camp, and there were stories around there, shall we say, with ex-workers, and possibly, and again I'm going to use some strange terminology, playing violins with the ex-workers. Then of course there was the whole Vegas thing, and there were similar allegations and speculations and rumours around that. That was long before Meghan came on the scene. He's also been named directly in the P. Diddy filings. He's not been accused of anything, but his name was mentioned in those filings. And some horrible video footage came out about P. Diddy recently. Truly appalling. What else are people speculating? These are just things that people are remembering or speculating about, rumors, old rumors. We have no evidence that any of this is true. This is just rumor, and let's remind you, it's tarot. It's for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It's all speculation. I just look at energy around rumors. And of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it. Please do your own research, form your own opinions about this story and all the stories that I read on this channel. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. Look at Harry and his relationship with American law enforcement. Have there been any problems? Is there anything that's being hidden? Do the Daily Mail and maybe even, what's his name now? Is it Niall Ferguson? Do they know anything? Are they up to anything? Whatever. And how Harry feels about the law and his role with the law. Is he above it? That kind of a thing. So difficult legally. So as I say, I've mentioned what people were speculating about. There are other things, but I think we get the gist of where the word stigma has taken people in speculating and digging up old tales, just tales. So let's see what's going on. We have the Five of Swords as our underlying energy. That's the hollow defeat card. Hollow victory, sorry. Hollow defeat makes no sense at all. It's just because it's really such a shocking card visually. That's why my mind got a bit scrambled there briefly. Five of Swords, conflict, hollow victory card. It's not worth winning this battle. So whatever is going on, that there's been such a pushback, and nobody wants to hand over the paperwork and whatever. This is going to end up looking bad, whatever happens for Harry. Even if the government covers up and the judge goes along with it and says, oh, well, you know, these records need to stay private for whatever reason, it's going to leave a bit of a stench around the Five of Swords. It's just such an interesting depiction because this person has literally been carved up by those Five Swords. Harry is being carved up, and there's a part of me that wonders if this is a bit of the Lady C story that she kept telling the spring it was going to reveal everything. This of course has been delayed, this story, because the paperwork, they had to find the paperwork, and so it's been pushed back, and she keeps saying it's legal, it's to do with a legal thing, it's not her, she can't say anything. I'm wondering, she has walked the whole thing back and she's now said it's drip and it's not one big thing. But this makes my spidey senses wonder if this wasn't actually the big moment that was supposed to happen, that didn't happen by April, by the spring. Interesting card. So let's see, situation with Harry and the law in the United States. What's going on there? We got the Emperor. The Emperor is, well, it's telling me so many things all at once. First of all, it's the big law. It's the president. It's the chief of police. It's the top of the top of the top. The Emperor is very much about law enforcement. It's one of the things that the Emperor does. He's about rules and regulations and laying down the law. This is how it is. That's the Emperor. That's what the Emperor does. It's very high profile, if it is. But the other side of the coin is that there might be a tremendous amount of protection for Harry from the law, from whether it be the British royal family, cover-ups, or directly in the United States, the president and these chiefs of whatever covering stuff up. It could be military chiefs as well, because the Emperor is very military. So we talked about at the beginning of this reading, we talked about Harry's time in the army when he went on training, jollies is the absolute wrong word, but exchanges maybe, I can't think of the right word now, but training courses to the United States. It's giving me not a good feeling, that card. Not a good feeling at all. If you are on the side of the law, in this case, the law might not be on your side. Just saying. So what's the problem? What is the problem with Harry and the law? If there is one, we allegedly all over this reading, just looking at energy, Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is get yourself into a mess that you can't get out of, a trap, but a real mess. It's the kind of card, and I'm not accusing Harry of this at all, I'm just saying in its energy, the Eight of Swords is the kind of energy you expect to see if somebody has spent a night in a police cell, for instance, for some reason. That is it, because the Eight of Swords is about being locked up, blocked from freely moving around. So it's giving me that kind of energy. I'm not saying that's specifically what has happened, but it's telling me that the difficulty for him, the challenge with this, is he's got himself somehow into a predicament that there is no easy way out of. And it could just literally be this visa application, that there is somewhere, something in the past, whether he ran a red light, and you know, that's gone down somewhere. It could be something as minor as that, but somehow there is trouble there that it's not easy to navigate his way out of, or for his lawyers to bypass and sort of, oh, well, it doesn't matter, we're just going to wave him on. There is a problem with that Ace of Swords, definitely. And that is, when I say definitely, definitely in the energy of this reading. What's been hidden, if anything has been hidden? What is the energy around hidden stuff? And we have the Two of Cups. Ooh. I did mention the ladies of the night with the Two of Cups, but it could even be not just those ladies of the night. It could be even closer to home, playing the violins in a domestic context, shall we say, with that Two of Cups. This is in the energy of relations that are of a romantic nature, let's say. Two of Cups. That's what's at the root of this, down in the murky depths of this reading. Two of Cups. Oh dear. Yeah, okay. So what is the goal? What is the Daily Mail up to with this article and this fishing around and using this word stigma, or digging it out and telling us all about it? We got the Nine of Wands in reverse. Wow, okay. The Nine of Wands is about boundaries, is about barricades, a protective boundary around someone being ring-fenced. Protected when it's upright. Somebody who's wounded, damaged. It could be damaged from outside, from PR, from press stories, from things like that. The Vegas saga, the naked in Vegas. Naked seems to be a theme today for some reason. But it can also be internal pressure. The Nine of Wands, internal damage, because it's the card of mental disorder. Very often, usually depicted as someone with a bandage around their head in typical Rider-Waite, traditional Rider-Waite. So it's the card of mental disorder, the Nine of Wands. It's in reverse. The Daily Mail is chipping at whatever barriers are around the story. They're trying to get at Harry. They're trying to get through the barricades that have been built around him. I said there might be cover-ups with this Emperor card. There might be very important people, very powerful people who have protected Harry, who have disappeared things, documents, paperwork, stories, whatever. Cover-ups essentially is what I'm talking about. All speculation, of course. I'm just reading energy, but that Nine of Wands tells me that there is some attempt to get at him, that they smell blood. Basically, they think he's vulnerable at this point. They maybe suspect that the normal protection that's around Harry has weakened or is no longer applicable, or whoever is doing the protecting. We have the Emperor at the heart of this reading. That Emperor no longer cares, maybe, or just, I'm over it, I give up. It's got too bad. It's very interesting energy in this reading. Energy being the operative word. Past. Tell us about the past and Harry and the law in the United States specifically. Past, and we have the Queen of Cups. Again, we have female energy. You know, I always say Mummy Diana when I see the Queen of Cups, but there's something else there. It's this Two of Cups again. It's this kind of energy. It's the same energy for me in the Two of Cups as in there. It's to do with women. It's to do with perhaps being over emotional, let's just say, with women. And that's, I think, all I'm going to say about that card. Let's look at the near future. What are we going to find out, if anything, what's going to happen next with this rather strange story about the stigma? Where are we? We have the Tower. It's in reverse. So it can go either way, unfortunately. We'll see with the outcome. But near future, there is potential for this all to come crashing down, for Harry's reputation to come crashing down. Or with the card in reverse. So there's two things. It could come crashing down beyond repair because the card is in reverse. This whole tower could come absolutely down. Again, my suspicion that this might be a bit to do with what Lady C was talking about all those months ago. This is giving her the great benefit of the doubt here. The other thing with the card in reverse is that it could be prevented. The House of Cards crashing, it could be prevented yet again. Someone could step in at the very last minute and save the day for Prince Harry and his reputation again. But that is a huge card. It's not a card, if you were Harry, that you would want to see in a reading like this, because it is the ruin of everything. The Tower. The stigma is this very strong word. It's a very serious word. It's taken the whole situation way past where we all thought the situation was going. Oh, he didn't admit that he smoked some weed. He did some lines. He did whatever. Who cares, really? This is a whole nother level of disaster, potentially for him. And that is a very disastrous card. What does Harry think about the law? His view of the law and himself. Oh, we have the Ten of Cups. Doesn't apply to me. I'm protected, I'm happy, I'm safe. It's very much a safe space, the Ten of Cups. It's in your family environment. I'm protected by virtue of my family and who I am. And it's happiness that has never been penetrated. That notion of everything's okay and there's the rainbow and there's the castle, or not, you know, it's not quite a castle. Happy, happy. I'm protected. I'm in this bubble. The Ten of Cups is always bubble energy. It's emotional safety. We've got weird energy emotionally here with the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the weird place in this reading. But here it's, I'm safe. I can do what I like because Mummy told me, Mummy Diana told me that I can do what I like as long as I don't get caught. I think I'm quoting pretty much directly something that she told Harry. What pressure is he under right now? A Six of Wands. There's a bit of a crowd with pitchforks energy in this card, even though it's not what the Six of Wands is normally about. But it does have that kind of pitchfork energy. It's about winning. He's under terrible pressure to win. He's got to win this, even though, as I say, it's going to be a hollow victory if he does win. But he needs to be victorious in this. He needs to be seen and to feel victorious. He needs to reassert his authority because he's looking very bad at the moment. He's looking embattled. He's looking weak. He's looking guilty. The thing has dragged on and it's still going, and there hasn't been a clear and decisive, no, it's confidential, there's nothing to see here, everybody move on. He has to win this. And he has to win this because he's a brand now. And if his brand is damaged, well then how's he going to earn money? The doors are closed to the return to the UK. And I think he's figured that out finally. Even though there's little tantrums every now and then still, in my opinion. Hopes and fears for the has-been about this whole story. What do we have? And we have the Six of Cups in reverse. This is precisely, you can't go back. The Six of Cups is about reminiscence, the past, happy memories, the good old days, old friends. He's not going to the wedding, the Duke of Westminster's wedding, Hugh Grosvenor. Not happening, can't go home, just what I was saying here. The doors are closed to the past and to the safe places, the comfortable places, the familiar places. And he is worried about that if this really goes wrong for him, where can he go? He can't go home. That's what's worrying him now. This mess that he's got himself into with this Eight of Swords. And so what is going to happen finally for Harry and this stigma word that we have heard today, which has been really quite disturbing? What is going to be the outcome for him? And we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. That's Harry. but it's Harry in reverse. He is the Knight of Pentacles, of course, the Earth Sign Prince. It's literally what that card means. And he is in reverse. It's the slow, steady, what am I doing? The slow, steady journey to prosperity and success, diligent, reliable person, someone you can count on, somebody who's going to make his way in life and do successfully as he goes along, but it's in reverse. The brand is going to be damaged. Whatever happens, and I keep getting this energy from this Five of Swords and from the pressure that he's under to win in this case, his brand is damaged. Himself, he as a person, is going to be damaged by this. His unreliability, his erratic behavior, his untrustworthiness is going to be exposed. And that's my personal opinion, of course. But the Knight of Pentacles upright is very reliable, very trustworthy. And in reverse, it's in his shadow aspect. So his shadow self, and I nearly used the Shadowlands Tarot for this reading, his shadow aspect is going to be revealed. And so it might be, because we have this terrible Tower card there, that either we're going to hear terrible things overtly, which is really going to knock him over, or the terrible things are going to be covered up, but there's still going to be suspicion around him. That means that he is tainted by this. They talked about stigma, and I think that either way he's going to be tainted by this story, and the Daily Mail is doing its best to prise open the guards that are around Harry and deliver a kind of a blow. And you can't really blame them, because there has been a relentless campaign of attack by Harry against that newspaper, and also by Meghan. And it's payback time, it seems to me, in this reading. That is, of course, my speculation, my interpretation of these cards. You please form your own opinions about all of this. But there it is. I would say dangerous times for Harry, and whether he emerges unscathed from this is questionable, to say the least. That's the reading, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.